Hi everybody, welcome back to Duncan's Bad Lighting Extravaganza, where we have bad lighting, which I'm sorry about, but for now it's just something that we're gonna have to deal with. I know it sucks. So, I promised you today that I was gonna make you a how-to video. Well, no. Technically I promised you yesterday because this video is going up tomorrow. I'm filming it tonight. So yeah, I promised you a how-to video, and here is the how-to video. But it's not a stereotypical how-to video. I'm going to be teaching you the different paints that I use. Specifically watercolors, and I'm going to teach you about the types. So let me swap your angle and let's get started. Okay, so my first example of watercolors is the block, and they're hard, kind of chunky watercolor. And they come in these little plastic things, and I mean you could pop them out if you wanted to, but I don't really want to. And then I also use these little tubes, and this is a liquid watercolor, and I'm going to show you how to use both. Step one, you're going to need some water, which I already had this water to clean out my brushes because I left some brush sitting last night like a big no-no head. And so yeah, now it's got all a bunch of dried paint. I'm going to have to deep clean the crap out of those, which you know is like one of my favorite things to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and get two brushes, I think. Yeah. I'll get two brushes that are similar in size. So I guess we'll do these two. So they're kind of similar in size. I'll go ahead and use this one for this. Now there's everybody has a different technique when they do watercolor. My specific, I have such a messy workstation. My technique for I'll go ahead and do, this is a picture that I had sketched that's very Beauty and the Beast-ish, and I'll go ahead and use that as my watercolor exemplar. Everybody has a different technique when they use these kind of things. This is my specific technique. I get my brush a little wet in the water, as you can see here. Just a little bit, not a super amount, and then you get it and you just mix it around this thing. I'll just go ahead and show you. See, you mix, and then it's going to be whatever color you have depends on what the amount of water you use. If you use a lot of water, you'll have a very light color, and if you don't use a lot of water, then you'll have a very dark color. So now, you're getting your brown as the color I picked, and then you're coming over here to the picture, and I'm just going to go ahead and work that into her hair. And see, I didn't use a lot of water, so I have a very dark color. But it's manageable and easy to work with if I wanted to add more water. That sort of thing. And if I think this is too thick, I can get just a teensy bit of water from my cup and stretch it out and stretch it through. And this is also very good for highlighting if you wanted to highlight something in a picture. You just take a little bit of water on your brush and go over the thick part of the paint. Alright, so that is, and then this will eventually dry back to normal. And yeah. So now I'm going to show you about the liquid. I'm squirting the liquid out like this, and as you can tell, it's very, 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 very thick. Which I sometimes use this whenever I want a chunky paint or a thick paint. But traditionally, you're supposed to get your brush wet once again, and then work with the texture. And you just work with your texture, keep adding and taking away water until you've got a consistency that you like. And then you take it on over to your picture, and you just put it where you want to. I have not yet added the black to her pupil, so this is give and take, you know, it'll be a little messy. But that is pretty much the effects of watercolor. And then of course you're going to wash your paint out, and then you're going to wash your stencil out. See, these are, they're 25% pure water, 8% pigment, 17% extenders, and 15% patch gum. So these don't have the proper information on it for them, but you know, you catch my driffy. So that's, and then this is after it's dried. You see it's got the, of course I'm not finished with her hair, but it's got some, it's darker of course where I applied it thick, and then you know I put some water on my brush and I extend it out. And then you know her eyes are pretty prominent because I didn't use a lot of water on my brush. Watercolor looks really hard. It looks really hard to master and really hard to work with. But it's actually not if you really put your mind to it and you work on what's good for you. Because you can watch 100 videos on how to do art or how to work with certain mediums, but that's just a person's opinion or a how-to guide. Paint and charcoal and pastels and anything else that you work with is your tool to do with as you please. If you want to, I don't know, burn a pastel and use the burnt color, or if you want to dilute a pastel, or if you want to put pastel on a paintbrush, a wet paintbrush, and then use that. I mean, really, there's never any rules when it comes to art. You just express yourself and do what makes you happy. And that is this little video. Give a like if you enjoyed this little how-to type video. And I will definitely see you again soon. Don't forget to let me know what type of videos you want to see on the comments.